ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Well, listen up. In our house, everybody, we are obsessed with the 98 Degrees Christmas album. If every day would be Christmas, that is a jam. It is on our playlists. My husband told me about it. He loves it. He listens to all. I do cherish you. We are obsessed with all the songs in our house. We have a certain age. If you love certain type of music, if you love boy band harmonies, if you love the amazing work that they've done, Detroit, America, around the country, the incredible 98 Degrees is coming. They're going to be around the corner from my house. You think we're going to be front row center? Yeah, I'm going to be there. We'll be there. Where's your tickets? Jeff Timmons. I'm so excited. I grew up with you, Jeff. Welcome to the show.
That's quite an introduction, Robert. And guess what, man? You keep singing like that. We're just going to have you get up on stage with us and maybe join the group. Maybe you can replace one of us. Maybe you can replace me, Drew, one of us. Yeah. With that kind of voice, you got to be, I think you're better suited to be a singer and not a podcaster, man.
Jeff, here's the problem. I don't sing in harmony. I sing whatever I want. So I would be fired in 1 week.
Well, look, the excerpt that I heard sounded really, really good. I liked what I heard.
How long have you all been singing together? When did it start?
We started, it's about 30 years. So we started in 1995. I don't know if you were alive. If you were very young at that time. But we're all from Ohio, but we started together as a group in Los Angeles.
After all these years singing together, after all the years since back in 1995, what's it like when you get on stage and you hear the audience get excited? They sing these songs back to you. There's the nostalgia, there's the growing up, there's the TRL, there's all of the stuff we grew up with. It must be incredible.
It's absolutely incredible, man. It's like a dream. I mean, look, when you start that 30 years that I talked about flown by. So we still have the excitement and eagerness to get up on stage. And for us, it's not even nostalgia. It's the life we live. We've been able to have this dream and go through this journey for 3 decades now. And it's always equally exciting to us, whether it was, a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago, or yesterday, to get up there on stage and to sing for a living and have people singing back to you, words to songs that you remember, creating in the recording studio is absolutely just like a dream come true. It's really been a blast for us.
So after all the years together, no pun intended. Okay, pun intended. What is the hardest thing about the hardest thing you ever have to do on the road? What is the hardest thing about being away from your family and your home?
Well, I think you answered it right there. It's being away from your family and your loved ones. For us, fortunately, we've been able to carve it out to where we're not on the road 24 hours a day like we were back in the day for year after year after year consecutively. We, sort of have this sort of we call it a weekend warrior sort of schedule where we get together, we do the weekends, and we're then, back during the week with our families or other things that we're doing in our careers. But, fortunately for us, when we do the long tours and big, 30, 40 city runs, we're able to have our families with us. So, that's probably the hardest thing. The rest of it's pretty easy. I think, the guys joke around that, it's a little harder to move around on stage now that we're older, but we don't do that much elaborate dancing and movement on stage. So for us, I think that you hit the nail on the head. It's being away from our family.
Well, y'all are dancing because I saw some clips. I mean, you guys have been all over social media. You're back together. You're on tour. I saw you in Disney World. I saw you touring. You're doing songs that we know and love that you do. But you also throw in some really fun, unexpected moments. What's it like to build the show? What is the set list like?
Well, you mentioned it in your introduction there, the TRL era, for those that don't know it, that was a huge era in music history. A lot of pop. There was a big pop explosion at that time. MTV had a great show called TRL. It was a daily show where Carson Daly would interview people. You get up and perform, and all the newest and hottest music and stars were on there. Even movie stars. It was such a popular show, even movie stars. So we pay homage to that era and that particular show and do a little TRL excerpt where we cover some of our favorites from that time that we got to share, the stage with on tour and on the radio and all that good stuff. And that's really, really well received all the time.
I'm ready. So what is the shows in December going to be like in November? Are you going to throw a little Christmas moment? Are we going to get a little surprise?
Yeah, we might. Look, we're known for those holiday songs, like you said, and we've been fortunate enough to have not one but two very, very successful Christmas albums. So we'll probably throw a little something in there, but just expect a lot of excitement, a lot of fun out of us. I mean, we bring it every time, and are very, very fortunate to have all those fans there that we feed off their excitement. And although we do sing a lot of ballads, and we're known for our love songs, we bring the energy and feel like we're in our 20s again when we're up there, and hopefully everybody in the audience feels the same.
Is your relationship like family? Are you like brothers? Like, how do you explain what it's like when you get together?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain because, we've been through this journey that only we can share together, right? I mean, of course, a couple of the guys, Nick and Drew, are brothers, and they went to school with Justin forever. I'm sort of the outsider among those guys as far as we grew up, but we've been together for so long. We've been together more in our lives than we haven't, believe it or not. So, we're like a family up there, and we certainly enjoy each other's company. And again, this many years later, to get up and do what you love and share the dream together is something unique and exciting that we only share together, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, I want people to know, while we're talking, everybody, you can go right now to BroadwayInDetroit.com and get your tickets to the legendary Fisher Theater. We can follow Jeff on Instagram and find out all the information, all the things that you're up to as well. And then you could always go to your official website for 98 Degrees, 98degrees.com, and be a part of the whole entire thing. You all have had your individual careers. You've acted and danced and done Vegas, did different things. Nick is doing his things. Drew's doing his thing. Everybody, Justin has been out and about in these streets. How do you find the time to be Jeff Timmons, the person, and what you want to do individually, but you're tied to a juggernaut, Jeff? This is like it's got a life of its own.
Well, that's a great question. And again, while it's been this many years later, we're finding ourselves having more success than ever now, believe it or not. Even when we first came out and emerged on the scene in the late 90s, early 2000s, because of the things you alluded to earlier, the nostalgia that's out there, this sort of era that touched the hearts of people when they were much younger. So, the energy's there for that. But, it's about balance, right? I'm a guy that really puts the things into perspective. I get up every day. I write my goals down. I write what I'm grateful and thankful for in a little book. And so you put that in perspective. You remind yourself of who you are. And, you just try to enjoy the moment. And for me, it's not a 24-hour a day, 7 days a week thing, 98 Degrees for us, like it was back when we first started. We were able to balance, fortunate enough to be able to craft time for our families, other things we love to do, our passion projects, our other things in our career. And really, for me, my favorite thing right now is to give creatives an opportunity to create and monetize and own their creations. So that's my goal, at this point in my life, outside of all the other things I'm doing, including 98 Degrees. You have plenty of hours in the day and plenty of ways to find time, right?
Yes. Call me. I need help on that. Help me. Let's monetize all of this.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Tell us about the last album. You just put out an album, for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, it's called Full Circle, and the reason is, we've had several albums throughout the years, and we feel like throughout our tenure, we sort of evolved as musicians and tried different things. But for us, it's a full circle moment, and we've come back to our signature sound, which are love songs and harmonies and music that touches people's hearts and sort of evokes some sort of great emotion from them. We've come back to that, but also we re-recorded our masters, just like Taylor Swift did, just like all these artists that don't know they can go out and re-record their songs that made them popular and famous. And so we've done that. And so we have a balance on the album of those songs that we've recreated, that we really, really tried to get to sound like the originals, which was a challenge this many years later. And, some new songs that people can enjoy as well.
Well, it sounds better than ever. You got to listen, check it out, and play the whole thing from the beginning. Is it fun to go back in after all these years and make something new?
Yeah, well, we're big studio guys. And so, for a while there, the music business had changed from when we first came out. When we first came out with CDs and records, and you go to the store, and then suddenly it became all digital, and we didn't know quite how to find our footing in that space with technology and how to promote that. But once you get your bearings and all that stuff, and you can go back in the studio and figure out, wow, it's an easier way to get to your fans. You don't have all these buffers like record labels and music stores and agents and all these people that are sort of the go-between between you and your fans. So for us, it's been a blast, and we always love recording and making new music together. I'm a big studio guy. I work on music probably at least a couple of hours every day, believe it or not, whether it's coming out on the radio or whether we're putting it out on social media or putting it on the streaming services, or if it just sits here in my house and I just have the pleasure of getting fulfilled by creating music. It's something that I do on a daily basis.
I'm obsessed. I was listening to you guys this morning, and I was listening to Thank God I Found You, and Mariah has a new album, and you guys have your music and tour, and you guys are out here. What is the experiences of when you got to sing with some icons, some legends? Now you guys are there's a generation of boy bands that look up to you, new singers out here that are listening to your harmonies and what you did.
Well, thank you. That's very nice. That you're very complimentary. I appreciate all the kind words. It was like a dream. I mean, Mariah Carey, was one of my first favorite artists when I really was getting into music in high school, and to get to do a song with her and to go #1 on the charts. And Joe was a big part of that. And I'm a big, huge fan of Joe and his voice and his music and his career. And Stevie Wonder. I mean, these are those are pinch me moments. You go, wow, did I really get to do this? And when you're with him, you're like, am I really here? You really are going, wow, am I really here right now? We're not unlike everybody else in that we're fans as well. So when you have an opportunity to be in that situation and to be kind of literally living a dream, you kind of reflect on it in the moment and go, wow, we're really, really blessed and fortunate guys.
Well, we'll be there. I mean, I told you, my husband is a super fan. We listen at BroadwayInDetroit.com. Get your tickets. Jeff Timmons on Instagram. Go to 98degrees.com. If you're around the country, it's not just Detroit, everybody. Go to the website. Check up. There'll be more dates. I'm sure you'll be on the road again next year.
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping to, man. We're looking forward to that as well. We're in the process of setting up a tour for our international audience. We've been very fortunate to not just be popular here in North America, US and Canada and all that stuff, but all over the world. So we're trying to find time to go out there. Again, that balance between things we're doing outside of this, our families, et cetera, but that's kind of shaping up for us. And of course, States is where we're from and where our bread and butter is. So I'm sure we'll be doing something next summer, next spring, next summer here in the US.
November 29th, Thanksgiving will be over. Black Friday shopping's over. Detroit, the Lions will have played on Thanksgiving already. It'll be done. Then you get your girls, your friends, your guys, whatever you're going to do, your couples, it's date night, it's Christmas time. Go see Jeff and the boys do 90. They taught me Spanish. I only know they're one night.
That's the only thing I know too. So you're not alone in that aspect. Una noche. That's all I know too, Robert.
And I said it wrong this morning when I was singing along in the car. I said, "Oh, those are the words." Okay, my Spanish is rusty, but I'll get it together for the 29th.
Love it.
Thank you so much for being here. We look forward to being here, and it's such an honor to have you here.
Likewise, man. Thanks for taking the time. Give my best to your husband. Tell him I appreciate his support, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the 29th.
We'll see you there.